choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Try to sing my ship like Titanic and leave me with Jack. Hope I be panicking, but I rose to the top. Isn't it funny that the is built like a Maserati, yoga folding like origami? What? I walk the walk.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A first carry here for Joe Mixon. The Bengals at 6-2 to start play. They come in playing really well on both sides of the ball. They've won 6 of their last 8 CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Burrow on play action. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and it'll give the Bengals a first down.
Well, that was big right there because they're the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive. But a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here we go. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Mayfield. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%. And I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. Mayfield off the play fake. His throw incomplete.
They're giving him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. The 40. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Bengals grab it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points are given away and could cost them a ball game?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mayfield to throw it. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Here we go. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now it's Burrow. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Burrow will throw. That is taken in by Hurst. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 41, Burrow. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So that now back-to-back drives, CD, that have ended with an interception.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'd call my quarterback over, put an arm around him, and say, hey, take a look at the scoreboard. We're playing with a lead. Let's be smarter about what we're doing out there.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one good for 33 and a first. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Mayfield's throw pulled in by Marshall. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. 4 yards remain for second down. Mayfield down. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Mayfield. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Take it in at the 3. The Bengals drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
On second down, Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning them into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A 2nd and 11 from the 19. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Now it's Burrow. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's returnable now for Smith. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mayfield on play action. Shoves him aside. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Mayfield with it once more. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there. It's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 33. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. McPherson's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this 2nd half. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
From the 29, Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headline. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
11-90.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
They find some open field here. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 44 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, it's Mixon. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Getting to the ball that time was Jeremy Chin.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. And Burrow going to keep it himself. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. And this time he breaks the plane. He's in for the touchdown.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Play fake. Mayfield. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. This receiver is just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Mayfield looks to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Bengals take over at 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Woods with a pick. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He's going to look deep for more. And he's got it inside the 10. A big play there for Carolina. 52 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And they give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Mayfield going to take it on the sneak. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Panthers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. Pulls it in at the 13.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
11 empty, pace. 11.
From the 22, Burrow escaping the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. They'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Marshall. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Now a throw here to his running back. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Hey, 133.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Daxton Hill picks it off, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sideline, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, That looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Now the Bengals on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow. That is taken in by Hurst. He's going to have the first down and more than that. Touchdown! Hayden Hurst, 34 yards. And the Bengals are looking as if they'll move it to 7-2 as they add on to this lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah,
and that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mayfield to throw it. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And again, it's Mayfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 121 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Again, it's Mixon. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something about Benz looking cute. That's fine.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, I look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that? In my paper. They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbillies.